All right, everybody, welcome to Virtual Bourbon. My name is Steve Akley. We have a fun event tonight because we are going to be talking Weller. Weller is probably the most recognized wheated bourbon in the world, maybe other than Pappy, of course. It's cousin, and they are very closely related. So, and I know this is a very educated group, but it's important to point out for maybe those that aren't aware of this, there is no such thing as going in and distilling Pappy. There's never a day where Julian Van Winkle goes into Buffalo Trace and says, okay, today's the day we're making Pappy Van Winkle. That doesn't happen. That's not how it works. They actually, it's when they make Weller, they make that wheated Buffalo Trace recipe, and then they taste. They taste those barrels along the way. So the Van Winkle family works in conjunction with the team at Buffalo Trace, led by Harlan Wheatley, and they taste those barrels and they say, this one has feels like it's aging along the lines of what could potentially become part of the Old Rip Van Winkle distillery, which is Pappy Van Winkle and Old Rip Van Winkle. And they continue to age it. And if they release it at 10 year, it's Old Rip Van Winkle. And then they can release it, of course, 15, 20, 23 as a Pappy Van Winkle product, or 12 as their lot B. So that's exactly what it is. And that's caused a situation where Pappy Van Winkle went crazy. And for some reason, Weller was still flying under the radar. We could still buy Weller. And for those of us in the know, we continue to enjoy that. And Weller being a very great value brand, you could buy the Special Reserve under $20, and the Antique at that time was like 25, and the 12 was about 28. And, it was great. And then as the Pappy Van Winkle became even more popular, and then Julian Van Winkle even did some interviews. If you can't get Pappy Van Winkle, get Weller. And then that was it for Weller. Then we no longer can we find Weller, or if we do, unfortunately, there's many times when it's way overpriced and it's not so appealing. But the cool thing is, if you're really into bourbon and you go to liquor stores enough, occasionally you will walk in your liquor store and there are unicorns that you can never find, you never see on the shelf, but Weller is one of those. If you do your diligence and you go to enough stores, you can see Weller and pick it up for a pretty good price. So we're going to have some fun with this. We're doing this a blind tasting tonight. You're not going to know which one you're drinking. These are the three mainstays. It's the Special Reserve, the Antique, and the Weller 12. And you're going to be tasting them blind. And then we'll vote as to which one we like best. So then we'll rank them 1, 2, and 3. And we'll see how that lines out, see how it falls out. And then I will reveal at the end which one was which. Before we get to all that, just a little bit of background about the Weller brand itself. So William LaRue Weller, or W.L. Weller as he's known on the bottles, was born in 1825. He started his career in the liquor business in 1849, being a wholesale whiskey distributor. Now, at that time, a little bit different than what we consider a wholesaler today. Today, a wholesaler is probably just a middleman. Maybe they're doing some private labels, but for the most part, they're not really on the production side. They're not involved in even purchasing the whiskey. They have affiliations with companies, and then they have the exclusive rights to distribute those in there. And that's what we think of when we think of a wholesaler today. Back then, William LaRue Weller was a rectifier, what we would call a rectifier or a sourcer. He bought whiskey that he sourced. And and there are good rectifiers and there's bad rectifiers, and ultimately rectifier is almost a bad word because it's often associated with the bad things that led to the Bottled and Bond Act of 1897. But William LaRue Weller was never like that. He was a guy who did buy whiskey. He didn't make it, but he bought top of the line stuff and then tried to sell quality products to his customers. And one of the products that he helped create, again, not making it himself, but by order, saying, hey, this is what I would like to get. And he wanted a wheated bourbon. And so in 1849, the year the company started, he commissioned a wheated bourbon. And that's what's known as the year that Weller launched the wheated bourbon, and all the way back in 1849. And they will call it the first wheated bourbon. It says that on the bottles, 1849. Of course, that stuff's always in dispute too. We talk about this, especially by a guy like me, a St. Louis guy, because in 1843, there was a St. Louis grocer who was making a wheated bourbon. So David Nicholson, 1843, is a brand that's still around today. sold by formerly St. Louis-based Luxco, now sold out to MGP, but it is a brand, and it is a wheated bourbon. So I don't know, is that the first one? Is Weller the first one? Probably not. Is David Nicholson the first one? Probably not either. There was probably other people who were making what would be called a wheated bourbon, but again, records from that time aren't really like we have them today, so it's always up in the air a little bit. So W.L. Weller started out, he partnered with his brother Charles. It was W.L. Weller and brother. And then when he had some children, it became W.L. Weller and Sons. So then he transitioned to, his sons, changed the name of the company. And in 1893, they made a big hire when they hired Pappy Van Winkle, the guy who, of course, the big brand is named after today. He was just a salesman for them, but he worked his way up in the company. And in 1899, W.L. Weller died, and the company still retained in the family. His sons continued to manage it, but they kind of wanted to get out of the business. And in 1908, they did sell out to two employees, Pappy Van Winkle being one, Alex Farnsley being the other. So a salesperson and the accountant bought the company, and they took ownership of it. They did keep son George Weller on board to kind of run the company. So he was the guy who ran it under his father. When his father passed away, continued to run it afterwards, and then stayed with the company after the purchase, just as an employee at that point, though he had no ownership stake. And the company continued to do well, thrive under Pappy Van Winkle and Alex Farnsley, and they merged with P.H. Stitzel because P.H. Stitzel got one of those licenses to sell during Prohibition. So they merged, and they continued to sell their whiskey through Prohibition. And then they became the Stitzel Weller Company. They changed the name in Derby Day, 1935. So after Prohibition ended, there was a big splash, brand new distillery, and it launched, and they came out with the brand new name Stitzel Weller in 1935. Company would last all the way through the late 60s when they would sell out, and Diageo became the owner. And then in 1999, Sazerac bought the brand, and they are the owners of the brand today under their Buffalo Trace label. So there's a little history about the company. And let's try some of the whiskey. So let's start with A, but before we get to that, of course, let's pour B, because we're going to do a little talking now as we go through A. So we'll pour B and get that one ready. But then once you do that, once you pour it, go ahead and grab that A sample that we poured it right as we kick this thing off. Let's talk about this visually. This one's a little yellow, orangish, lighter in color. Standing next to the one that we just poured. That one that we just poured looks a little darker, but let's talk about what we're getting on the nose of this one.
Caramel.
Caramel, yes. Big caramel. What else?
Wow, big caramel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Caramel. I get a little like cake, so, you're talking about cake and caramel icing, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Definitely caramel and vanilla. Some vanilla.
Yeah, vanilla, sure. Some classic flavors there.
Definitely on the vanilla.
Mm-hmm. Vanilla, yeah.
I get a fruity aroma, even like a grape or a fruit muffin.
Grape or fruit muffin, okay.
And then oaky with the smoke, the woody smell.
Okay. What we'll do next, let's taste this. And then what I like to do is I like to get about half the audience engaged when it's this size group, about half the audience talking about tasting notes. It's a little bit bigger of a group to go into everybody sharing tasting notes, because there obviously gets to be a lot of replication. But I'll go through half, and then when we taste our next one, we'll go through the next half, so to kind of keep things equal. So let's give this thing a taste and see what we got here, folks. All right. What are we thinking as we taste this? I'm going to start at the top of my screen here with Mr. Whitlatch. What are you thinking as you taste this one?
Oh man, I knew you were going to call on me.
You were trying not to make eye contact, all the things you do when you don't want to be called on.
It's definitely Weller. I mean, it's a Weller of some stripe. There's no doubt about that. the nose gives it away. I mean, there's definitely vanilla and somebody mentioned icing. It definitely does taste like cream frosting on a birthday cake.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I get that too. Feels, finish is warm. Kind of sticks around a little bit, but not overly. So that's it's good. Barry, how about you? What are you thinking?
I definitely get the sweet notes, of the weeded mash bill. For me, I don't get much of a finish. It's a fairly quick finish, so I'm thinking it's a little for a lower proof. But I definitely appreciate the the just a well-rounded pour, with that weeded bourbon. But I think this is probably a lower proof, just based on the finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. All right, Stephen, how about you? Oh, you're just along for the ride here. Sorry.
Tastes kind of thin and watery to me.
Gotcha. Rob B, how about you?
Well, my brain's kind of in a pretzel because when I smelled it, I don't want to lead the audience here, but I thought for sure I knew which one this was, and now I'm not so sure. I get like cinnamon, which to me always talks to 107, but then it finished a little lighter. Mouthfeel was a little bit differently, so I'm not quite sure now. I'm a little ahead of myself.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll have some fun with it too, seeing if you can guess which is which. So we'll have that'll be part of it too when we go through. We'll rank them by favorite, but we'll also say, just for fun, see if everybody can guess what is what. So that'll be part of the thing today. Sarah, how about you? What are you getting on taste on this one?
It's my first time having Weller at all.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm usually not a very big weeded fan.
Okay.
And I'm pleasantly surprised. Not as much of like the caramel vanilla as I was expecting with how it smelled.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I get a lot of fruit forward to it.
Okay. All very pleasant though. That sounds all good.
Mm-hmm. No, it is good.
All right. Let's ask Mr. Bill here.
I like it.
Yeah. You're on these events. That's a very good review from Mr. Bill. So.
I really don't have anything to add. I mean, it's got a great nose on it. It's got really good legs. I like the taste. If you swish it around on your upper teeth, your top teeth, it kind of sticks there a bit, and it's got a little bit of peppery to it. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think to Bill's point, and I think this is one of those things that happens because people get frustrated. They get angry at a brand and then they talk it down. So, and I think that's what happens with Weller, because in reality, if you're getting Weller for the suggested retail of any of these, of any of the products that were tasted today, they are fantastic. They're some of the best bourbons you could get at the regular price point. But of course, when someone walks into a liquor store and they see a product like Weller 12 and it's a $30 product, but it's at their local store for $250, yeah, I see where you get mad at that. And that stuff happens. And I don't even understand that. I would never pay that type of money. I'd rather hold out and just see when I stumble on it. But people do buy it. That's what there's a place in St. Louis that sells them for these crazy prices. $150 for the special reserve, $200 for the antique, and $250 for the 12. And I think, well, they'll just never sell it. This is, the lesson is they can keep it there all the time. And then I'll see if they got 3 bottles of special reserve, I'll go back and there'll be 2 the next week. And then I'll go back and there'll be one of all of them gone. It's just, people buy that stuff. So I don't know who they are. At some point, I'd love to do a show. I want to meet these people. Who are they? Who's buying this stuff for these prices? So I don't know. I'll have to just park in the liquor aisle, I guess, and see someone pick it up and then bring my microphone and we'll do a podcast.
Then chastise them.
Yes. And we'll yell like on Game of Thrones. We'll yell, shame, 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 shame.
There you go.
Yes. Well, we'll see.
I think it's people when they get their first liquor cabinet.
I guess. I guess, yeah, they
don't
want something in there. It's like a trophy that they have to have. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All right, so let's move on to Lee. Lee, what are your thoughts as you taste this one?
I got more of a cinnamon and with some leather on the back end of it.
Cinnamon with leather. Okay. Yeah. You know, those are classic taste. I mean, yeah, good. It's all good. So, yeah, cool. Rob W.
Me, it was caramel and cherries.
Caramel and cherries. Okay. What I like about this is we're not all hitting on the exact same thing, which tells me that there's a layering of flavors there. And that's what you're looking for. This is why we love bourbon. It's not a one-note drink. That's what I think suffers sometimes when I drink Irish whiskey or Scotch. It's like, this is all smoke. This is all peat, or this is all malt. I get lots of flavors, and the stuff you guys are talking about kind of points to that. Melanie, how about you?
Yeah, about the same. The vanilla and caramel, the spicy cinnamon finish, but it is definitely a short finish. I didn't get a hug at all.
Okay. All right, last one on this one, and then we'll move on to B. Robin.
All right. Well, I definitely got a butterscotch on the smell and on the taste, but I felt a little bit of heat as I was, going down the pipe. As it settled, I have been tasting more smoky in, in my palate, but definitely more sweet on the initial taste, like butterscotch, caramel, those kinds of notes.
Yeah. All good stuff. Very, very good. All right. We're going to put that one aside for right now. We'll come back to it. We always go through these twice because sometimes, I don't know if we evolve, the whiskey evolves, but we like to go through a second time. Won't be kind of as detailed. We won't ask everybody that type of thing, but we'll go through and taste them a second time. So right now we're going to talk about B, but once again, we'll follow suit here. We'll pour C and leave that sit while we talk about B. Okay. So pour C, leave that out, and then grab back B, because that's going to be the one that we're talking about next. All right. What do you think on the nose on this one? Anybody want to chime in with any nosing notes?
Get butterscotch and like a bakery cake with icing.
Butterscotch and bakery cake with icing. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a Werther's.
Werther's. Okay. I get all that. It's also a little florally to me. I get some floral notes, which is good. All right. It's time to taste. Let's try B, get a taste and see what we think. Okay. I mean, that's really good. Leathery, oaky, sweet.
Yeah, definitely get the char. Get a lot of char on that.
Yeah. Yep. Mike, how about you? Gas camp.
All right, man. I couldn't find the mute button. Yeah, I kind of got almost like a fruited cinnamon roll, I guess is the best way to put it. Like maybe a cinnamon roll, it's got a little bit of that orange kick in the icing or something.
Okay.
That's what I got on the nose, but definitely in the palate, it's this one drinks like it's got a little more seasoned. I'll just put it that way. That's to not influence the group.
Okay. All right. All right. Next up, Jack. What are your thoughts on this one, taste wise?
I thought the nose almost had a hint of olive to it, and it tasted sweeter when I had it, but definitely can taste the char. It has a little more depth to it on the finish. The first one did. So, but
yeah.
both really good so far.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I think we'll find. Again, brand takes a little bit of a bashing, but in reality, you put someone down to taste these, I think they're all good whiskeys. So, all right. Lee, how about you? What are your thoughts on taste on this one?
I might be having some internet challenges, but I've got, again, here I was getting a good amount of cinnamon on this one.
Okay. All right. Sean, how about you? Sean could hear us before. Sean, if you can hear us, we'll have you jump in at some point, but right now we'll move on to Justine and ask her what she's getting.
Kind of basically the same that everyone else was getting. I get a little bit of like a shortbread cookie too. This one is definitely, I felt the first one was warm in my mouth and I didn't get like the hug from it. This one is definitely a lot warmer, but still is just in my mouth. Like I'm not getting a whole bunch of hug from it, but it's good.
Okay.
I mean, both of them are good.
Okay. Good to hear. Joey, how about you?
I'm here with friends, so we're kind of talking behind the scenes. It's not as that's Gina. It's not as gentle as the first one. It's got a definitely more of a kick, I feel, and a more of a mouth feel. I agree with the char and the oakiness. It's not as sweet to me, but beyond distinctive tasting notes, I think everybody else has kind of covered it.
Okay. All right. Dave?
Yeah, I think definitely a little bit of the cinnamon, but I'll be candid with you. I'm probably neither clever nor palate refined to offer much different than the flavors and tastes and smells that others are providing. But I agree with the overall consensus. The Weller products are very, very good, and the two so far tonight have been phenomenal.
Okay. All right. The Legend. You're on mute, Joe, if you're talking there. I thought you were turning.
Oh, I thought you were calling me the Legend. I'm sorry.
Okay, there we go. Some leather, some oak, a gentle sweetness to it. It's got a nice finish.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Melanie, what happened to Neil? He was there. He left though?
Yeah, he is taking a call on a house.
Yeah.
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 Had to
Real estate
excuse himself.
business. Yeah. You never know when those calls are going to be.
Yeah.
So you can't be like, sorry, I'm on a whiskey tasting adventure right now.
Yeah, there are priorities, but
Yeah. Okay. So you're going to have to fill in for him since I was going to call on Neil there. So
I'm sure that he agrees completely with me. Yeah, so nice finish, a little bit of a hug.
Okay.
I think this one was a little higher proof than the other one, and I think it felt older than the other one, a little bit more aged.
Okay. All right. Because we have an odd number, we're all going to do this one. So we'll go through and everyone will get a chance to weigh in on this one. Nose on this one.
Perfume.
It's good.
Very perfumey. Which would mean floral to me.
Yeah.
Floral. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely floral and fruity.
Floral and fruity. Yeah. Yeah. I like it.
Kind of smells like a Pop-Tart.
Pop-Tart.
Possibly I'm hungry. I'm not sure.
All right. Let's taste this one. This is C. Let's taste C.
Not really gonna taste.
Woohoo! That is good too. Definitely fruity side for me is what I'm getting, I think, right away. Kind of maybe in the berry family. I'm not getting like fruity like citrus, more from something from the berry family, I think.
Cherry.
Cherry.
Yeah, I think it's a cherry Pop-Tart. It
Cherry
sticks,
Pop-Tart. Yeah.
yeah, to the roof of your mouth. I mean, when you drink it, that finish, it just lingers, and it lingers for me in the top of my palate.
Okay. Barry, I've got a very serious question for you because this is a constant debate I have with McNew. She's very passionate about this. I'm not as passionate, but I do have my thoughts on it. Pop-Tart, toasted or not toasted, just out of the package?
100% toasted.
Yes, thank you. McNew says you shouldn't toast them. It ruins them. She's wrong.
No, I'm with McNew.
It's called a toaster pastry.
I mean, I feel like they're not horrible just out of the package. I mean, they're okay. But when you put them, I feel like magic happens, Robin. When you
It
put them
elevates it, Steve.
Yeah,
It brings it up to another level.
It's
Yeah.
still good without, but it's magical when it goes in there. I don't know what
Now
happened.
you're gonna make me have to go buy a package and toast it.
Yes.
Yes, do it.
Yes.
Magically delicious.
95% of the time toasted, 5% when I'm in a hurry. I can eat it without toasting.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm not saying they're terrible on toasted. I'm just saying it does elevate it, makes it better. So
They have those little mini ones now, and on the commercial, one of the persons suggests putting them in the freezer.
I don't know about that.
I don't know. I might have to get some to try that.
McNew's, she's passionate about the opposite way. Like if we're saying toasted, she'd be like, and of course she always says, you ruined it. You've ruined it if you've done that. You've ruined it.
Ruined it.
Yeah, I didn't ruin it. It's better, I'm telling you. So I don't know.
We have the little ones, and they're not very good. They're dry. They're chalky dry.
I never even heard of the little ones. I don't know. I'm not up to date on the Pop-Tart stuff. It seems like that Pop-Tart session keeps getting bigger and bigger though. So I guess they just keep coming up with new items.
Hey, Steve, one more note on this that I'm getting now is an astringent feel in my mouth. You know, so it's just like it's a lot of oak. You know, I think it's finishing with that. You know, it's kind of evaporating a lot of my
Astringent, or you might say dry, like a dry wine. You know.
Yeah,
I get that on the nose too.
Yeah. Okay. Who's that guy? I didn't think you were on this call, Leo.
I had to take a phone call.
Okay. Yeah, I know. We know you have to do this business. So we'll go to you. We're just randomly picking folks out. Neil, we're going to go to you. What are your thoughts on the taste on this one?
Definitely drier and not as sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that right off, and it's good. It's just not. It's just not the same.
Yeah. Melly, anything you want to add to that?
No, I agree. Cherry Pop-Tart should be toasted. Definitely a jar mouthfeel. Barry described it well with astringent, but it's not unpleasant.
Not unpleasant.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Sarah, how about you?
Sorry, I had to unmute there. I'm not getting the strawberry at all. I get banana. Like I get banana on the nose and then banana cream pie.
Banana cream pie.
That's what I don't know why. It's kind of a slightly bready, sweet little bit.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't sound bad. Banana.
No, I love it. It's great.
Okay. All right. Rob B, how about you?
Yeah, I like this one as well. I thought it was really sweet on the front end, and then it does sort of get a little tannicky on the back for whatever reason. But it's warm in a nice way as well. So I think it's really nicely balanced, put together well.
All right.
Your bar is outrageous. I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, this is only a fraction of it. I'll give you a tour one day.
Oh, please do.
Okay. Mr. Whitlatch, what are your thoughts on the taste?
Nice nose, fruit and cinnamon, and it really follows through in the palate, and great lingering cinnamony finish. It's a good one.
Okay. We did a class this weekend in Sparta, Kentucky at Neely Family. We talked about that a little bit. Bob was sitting next to a woman who has never attended one of these events before. And she said in her home bar, she has 1,700 bottles. That is a lot.
Wow.
That is a lot.
Wow.
I've got 700 and they are everywhere. You can ask the folks like Justine, the legend, Mr. Bill, who's on the call, people who've been to my house. There's bottles everywhere at my house, and it's 700. I don't know where you put 1,700 bottles at.
I know commercial bars that don't have half of that much.
Oh yeah, most
I
of
mean,
them.
it's like, and they've got plenty of real estate.
Yeah,
Probably got multiples of one, maybe.
yeah, that's well, but I'm thinking there's cases like under the bathroom sink and stuff. I mean, that's a lot. So,
Right.
yeah, Rob Bees, he says he's at 1,600. Well, now you got something to strive for.
I know. I was gonna say I have so much work to do.
So that's pathetic, actually, Rob. I mean,
I know.
1,700.
Sometimes people get thirsty.
Right.
They do, apparently. All right, Rob W. How about you? What are your thoughts tasting C here?
Yeah, I think people said cherry Pop-Tart way too many times, and that's what I'm getting now. Subliminal message worked.
It does, yeah. It definitely gets inside your head sometimes. Mike, what are your thoughts?
Man, I'm really struggling. I'm playing the guessing game, so I'm really struggling between B and C. I thought I had them pinned, and now I kind of keep crossing back and forth, not knowing which. But I will say that untoasted Pop-Tarts are about as sacrilegious as eating Chef Boyardee right out of the can without
Please,
heating it up.
if you're friends with McNew on social media, send her a note. Everyone who knows McNew
horrible.
from social media, please send her a note and tell her toast those Pop-Tarts.
To be fair, there is a time and a place for ravioli out of the can, and that's at about 3 a.m. after a hard night at the bar.
Yeah, that's giving up, and you just don't care. I just need something.
Your
electricity is out.
It does happen. There is.
That may be where the untoasted Pop-Tarts come in.
Yeah.
I think I'd go to that.
That's only after Taco Bell is closed.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, Taco Bell should be your first option. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no, White Castle.
White Castle.
We don't have them.
Oh my God. You're missing it.
You're all wrong. It's Whataburger, but
I wish we had Whataburger.
yeah, no kidding.
We don't have it here. St. Louis. That is good stuff.
Always that one guy from Texas that says Whataburger.
Yep. Yeah. There he is.
There he is.
So, Robin, your thoughts on C here? What do you taste?
Well, I believe, as they mentioned, a lot of it's already been covered, but the lady who said that definitely has a taste of longer aging. And I'm picking up a little bit of spice. You know, I agree with the Pop-Tart kind of baked goods, but it seems like with the cherry, I think there's a little bit of cinnamon or clove. Is what I'm tasting, more of a spicy, and definitely with the hug.
All right, Jim, how about you?
On this one, I thought on the nose, I definitely got a lot more cinnamon and clove. It was kind of like almost like a cinnamon toast. You know, if you know, when you got a warmed up cinnamon toast between the yeasty bread and the cinnamon. Definitely got the cinnamon on the finish on this one. I thought on the last one on B, that one was more like a orange creamsicle. You know, as far as the taste, it was just very smooth and creamy. Whereas on C, I really got the the cinnamon on the finish on that one.
Okay. All right, Joey, anything you want to add?
Just a taste of stave is what Gina got out of that. Just stave, old, oaky, clove. She agreed with Robin on that one.
Okay.
So.
All right. Justine?
I think everybody's pretty much covered it.
Okay. Dave, anything to add?
No, nothing to add. I think I tend to agree with the more cherry up front and astringent on the back end, but still very good.
Yep. Yeah. Mr. Legend?
I'll go along with the cherry up front and a little dry on the backside.
Okay. Jack?
definitely the driest of the three and probably my least favorite. I thought the first two were more interesting. I don't think that's a fault though.
Right.
Okay. All right. Lee?
Definitely going to go with the dark fruits and a little bit drier on the back end.
Okay. Last one, Sean, if I don't know if you can hear this or you want to participate.
Hey, Steve. Yeah, everything everyone else said.
Okay.
Definitely drier. Some fruit on the front for sure.
Cool. If you guys haven't checked out the Legend and I, we've got a new series where we come to your house and we drink your bourbon and tell you what we like about it. Most of those at Squig's house on YouTube. So check it out. Watch the videos on YouTube, our Bourbon Sasquatch channel. And then if you want us to come over to your house, let us know. We'd be more than happy to come over and drink your bourbon and tell you about it.
Me too. Me too.
You have a lot of bourbon, they may never
We'll all
leave.
show up.
I was gonna say, are
Right.
you gonna bring a bottle? Just,
Yeah, and you got to watch the videos because we did like 12 videos, and believe me, they go downhill. First they're okay, and then we're warming up. We're going like this. We're doing good, and then we're going downhill, and then we just fall like you've jumped off a cliff. So, videos in, yeah, I can't say we did our finest work. Yes.
The next time we do this, I won't go out to Woodhead first.
He was drinking beforehand, and yes, but he did take a break between there. I feel like his liver processed all that. I mean, he's the legend.
I had to drive from there to your house.
I feel he keeps saying that, but I think that was all gone, and we started fresh. Yeah, it was fun day. Been good response from those, and yeah, check them out and watch. Bob posted a thing where he damn near pissed his pants on one of those when we got going. So. Yeah. We even did one where we didn't drink anything. We just tried to do an educational class and that went all wrong. So yeah, check them out. All right. What we're going to do next, we're going to go through these one by one, A, B, and C, but at a higher level. We're not going to call on anybody. So this is more along the lines. We want to check them, see if any evolution has happened or anything like that. Let us know if there's anything that stands out to you as you taste through a second time. So we're going to go all the way back to A. Start again. So here we go with A. Anything on the nose? I'm getting, again, still the caramel bomb on this one. And vanilla. I mean, to me, it doesn't seem like it changed any. It's very good, but all right, let's taste, see where we're at, if anything tastes, and feel free to just say it out loud if you taste something different.
Maybe it's remnants from C, but this one almost has a little like grab you by the back of the throat a little bit, like a little more astringent than the first time around.
Okay.
That's what I got out of it.
Okay. All right. Anything else anybody wants to add about A to where we're at? Okay. All right. Let's move on to B. Smells like I'm at the bakery. That's good. Very good. All right, let's taste it. Any thoughts? Anything anybody wants to mention taste-wise on this one?
Still a crazy.
Yeah.
This is delicious. I'm not a weeded person, but I could drink B for sure.
Yeah. The funny thing is,
The root beer candy.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that root beer candy.
It almost got sweeter.
Yeah.
I think what it is I get it's like it's the sweetness, but it's almost like a little bit of bitterness, like orange peel.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, where's your brother? Wasn't he supposed to be on?
Yeah, I think the kids are getting them right now. You know, it's just the timing. So I think he's going to watch and do it later.
Much of it, yeah. I'll send that out after after the event today. I got to download it and all that kind of stuff. Takes a little while, but yeah, I'll send it out tonight.
He's got two young ones, so
I know how that is. Though that's a long time ago for me. You still remember. So, all right, very good. Both good. Third one also going to be good. I like all three of these. Oh. Okay, I'm going to say this, and then you guys can tell me I'm crazy. Does anybody get any pineapple nose on this? Am I
Mhm.
crazy? I'm getting a little pineapple here.
Yeah, there's a little, just a hint. I
Yeah.
thought that too.
That's weird. That's not a normal nosing note.
It was a little fruitier this time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't smell it.
Okay. You don't smell any of them. Yeah.
I mean, first time it
At
was
least
all
the very
spicy,
beginning,
like
Stephen is
bread, you
dealing with
know?
some COVID issues right now. No taste, no smell. So
Hey, Steve, I think you get that ripe pineapple. You know,
Mhm.
it's kind of like past the prime,
yeah.
but yeah.
Mhm. That's interesting. That's there. I'm telling you. All right, let's taste this one. All right. Anything anybody wants to talk about taste wise on that one? I don't get a pineapple taste or anything, but it's for me, it's on the nose there. Nothing, it doesn't pop up in the taste at all.
Right.
But interesting.
A citrusy kind of smell.
Mm-hmm. Anything anybody else wants to add on that one? All right, here's what we'll do next. I'm going to give you guys a little time just by yourselves. What I'm going to be asking you is rank them from number one being your favorite, 2 second, 3 third favorite. And that's what I need from you. Also, if anybody wants to participate, you can send me a direct message. You know, you have the ability to, right now it's defaults on everyone. You can select me on a list. And if you want to play along and just try to guess which is which in terms of Special Reserve, Antique, 107, and Weller 12, feel free to do that via direct instant message. And I say direct just so everyone else doesn't see exactly what you're doing. And that way it keeps it private. And I'll announce that at the end when we get through all of this, but that way it'll lock in your answers and you can see if you got that right. But I'll be asking for you to the ranking. I'll do that audio because I put it into a spreadsheet. So don't send me that via direct message. We'll go through everybody and do that way. Okay. So a couple minutes here while I'm not talking. You guys are working independently.
And you want us to rank which one we like the best?
Yeah, basically in order. So favorite, next favorite, least favorite, or third favorite, depending on how you want to look at it. Just some quiet time here. Steve has to be quiet, can't talk while you're working. Completely
The
quiet.
golf announcer who doesn't know when to say when.
Right. Okay. All right. Folks are coming in with their answers. If you're sending me your favorites, I'm still going to ask you that because I got to put it in a spreadsheet, which involves me being on a different screen than I'm on right now, where I can't see you guys. So without being able to memorize them, I'm just going to ask you for those. So, but feel free to shoot over via direct message what you think and do it A, B, and C, whatever you think is either the three that we have, Special Reserve, 107, and 12. So that's what you want to send me over, what you think is what.
Okay.
Show me to me. Yes, ma'am. 5 of them. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure. Okay. All right. Is everyone ready? Do they have them ranked? Their favorites, 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah, I did that.
Okay, I'll pull up the spreadsheet, and this is just, I believe, the order that you signed up. So, Sean, and I've got you first on the spreadsheet here.
All right, I said my favorite was B, and then C, then A.
C, then A. Okay. All right, Jack.
Definitely B, then A, then C.
Okay. Lee.
BCA.
BCA. Okay, Sarah.
I am CBA.
CBA. Okay, Neil.
BAC.
AC. Okay, Melanie.
Same BAC.
B. Who cheated off of who there? Who
He
copied?
cheated. I had mine down first.
Okay, I see how it is. All right, Barry, how about you?
BCA.
BCA. Okay, I feel like this is going to be interesting. It's going to be close. David.
BAC.
BAC. Okay, Stephen.
All of mine were ancient age because I can't taste any of them.
Well, that's right. I'm
I'm
sorry.
saving
I'm looking
it
at the
for
screen.
later.
Sorry. Yes.
They all tasted pretty good though.
Okay.
I can
Fair
taste
enough. Yes. Ancient age. That's a good one to have when you can't do it.
it. That's right.
Rob B.
I'll go BCA.
BCA. Robin.
BCA.
BCA. Jim.
BCA.
BCA. Joey.
BCA.
BCA. Mike.
BCA.
Yeah.
Well, this is a trend here. Mr. Whitlatch.
CBA.
CBA. Rob W.
BCA.
BCA. The Legend.
BAC.
BAC. Justine.
BCA.
BCA. Okay. Did I get everyone?
Mr.
Dang
Bill.
it, me.
Okay, sorry, Mr. Bill. So, Mr. Bill.
CBA.
CBA. Okay. Did everyone else, did I get you? Okay. If I didn't miss anybody, now's the time to speak. Okay. Here's where we're at. So I think you guys can figure it out. There was, which is great. There was a little bit across the board, but you know, what we heard most is going to be how they finish. A ends up in third place. C ends up in second place. And the winner for the evening is B. So now it comes down to what is what. Did everyone turn in that wanted to play along? Did they lock in their A, B, C, their guesses?
Yes.
Okay. So I will tell you this. In third place, A was Weller Special Reserve. Weller Special Reserve. In third place, C was Weller 12. And B in second place was Weller Antique. So that would have been the order. Special Reserve A, B Antique, C Weller 12. Who said that? And I can look it up. Don't forget.
Well, I messed them all the way around.
Okay. All right. A pretty low amount, really, like 4 or 5 people. That was it that got it there. So that blind tasting is it can be a challenge, right? It's a great equalizer. So very, very cool. So there you go. There is our tasting as we go through the 3 Wellers. Any surprises there?
The 12. And
12.
Yeah. B. Okay. I did better than I thought I did.
Okay.
Had to go back and check my answers.
I think originally it's always been in the order that I did. It's Special Reserve, the low end one. The middle one was Weller Antique, and then the high end one was Weller 12. Now, what's weird about Weller is if you go into a liquor store, they will follow suit with that. It doesn't matter whether they're doing retail price or the jacked up price or exact, but the Sazerac did raise the price of the antique. So actually the antique costs more now because it became more popular. And I think we see why it became more popular. It was a runaway tonight in terms of the win. So that's why they raised it. But what the point I was trying to make there earlier, and I got confused myself there, was the point I was trying to make is when the liquor stores that sell the jacked up prices, they still sell the Weller Antique as the mid-range one, even though Buffalo Trace, if it's going to be retail, it's like still like $20 for special reserve. I think it's $45 for the antique, and I think it's $30 approximately for the 12. But if you go into the liquor stores where they sell at the crazy prices, like I said, the special reserve is going to be 100, 150. The antique's going to be 150 to 200, and then the 12 will be 250 to 300. So it's weird that they still follow kind of the old pricing system when they jack up the prices. Clearly, the antique is the favorite one, and I think some of that may have come to not only did we agree on taste wise here, but it also a little bit more appeal because they would do barrel picks with the antique and not the other two. So that got it out in front of a lot more people as well. So I think a combination of a couple things caused it to become more popular. But I think our group, no surprises there. I think it followed along kind of what you would anticipate, that the antique would be the most popular. So there you go. For those of you watching at home, that is the end of our tasting. We'll say goodbye. I will stick around. We can talk about things, what's going on in the world of bourbon, what's going on with the ABV Network, why I'm in Frankfort, Kentucky right now, but we'll do that after we turn off the recorder. So we'll say goodbye to the good folks there that are watching this. It looks like we got about 6, 7 people that'll be watching this. So sounds good. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Thanks. Joey, I sent you a chat.